Another gutsy road split keeps UND on top in the Penrose Cup chase. We will look at the ups and downs of that weekend in St. Cloud on this week's edition of North Dakota Hockey Central, your television home for all things UND hockey. I'm Alex Heinert. Coming up on this week's show, we'll hear from head coach Brad Berry regarding his team's third straight series against a top-ranked opponent before looking ahead to the team's final series of the first half. We will also go on a walk in the dog park with Ashton Calder and his golden retriever. But first, let's watch the latest episode of UND Insider's web series, Through These Doors.
Growing up in the North Dakota area, 5 UND players got the opportunity to fulfill their collegiate dream.
Just growing up and watching them, it was really cool, and just coming to the games when I was a little kid and just seeing them skating around and seeing that jersey, it was something I've always dreamed of, and now actually getting to put on that jersey every day and actually see how fortunate I am to be a part of only this program, but to wear that jersey, it's really something fortunate, and I'm extremely lucky to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely, it's awesome, just the way they bring in guys from the community, and it's fun, like growing up as a kid too, watching the team. Like, we always dream of playing here, so for us to have like 5, 6 guys from North Dakota, it's really cool. And like knowing these guys growing up too, it's pretty special because I got to play with them growing up at high school, youth hockey, so it's nice kind of playing with them all the way growing up.
Yeah, it's super special. You know, as a kid up in the stands, you dream, and it's so far-fetched to think that it's a possibility to play here, and then finally getting here and making that dream come true. There's not really any words for it.
Childhood memories make this group's bond special.
Yeah, I definitely, I think I played with every one of them, whether it was the Northern Wings or the American Stars was the team that I played with Judd and Caleb on throughout my summer hockeys, and I think I played in the Elite League with Jackson, and maybe it was the Junior Sioux with Dane or something like that. But yeah, I think I played with every one of them, and definitely it was a big thing because now that they are here at UND, I have a better friend group here, and yeah, it's good.
In high school, Jackson and I played for River, and then Caleb and Judd played for Central, so that was obviously the big crosstown rivalry for those games. Everyone goes to the Purper, and we get obviously the biggest crowd in town for those games. And then Clev played for Davies, which is also our other rival, so it's pretty cool that you go from being rivals to teammates just throughout a couple of years. Yeah, it's super cool, and I think we all have that dream in common of coming to play at UND, and growing up with or against them in youth hockey it's pretty cool to see. I actually scored a shootout goal on Caleb in high school, so I like to give him a little crap about that. But yeah, it's super cool to just be here every day with the guys you grew up with.
Especially with Judd and Tyler, we were on the same summer team, and we'd go to Canada sometimes and stuff, and it was actually a team called the American Stars, and yeah, we go up to Canada and we play a lot of tournaments, and I can just remember, winning a couple tournaments with them, and just being able to experience that with them was really fun, and just to see where we're at today, it's really cool to see how far we've come. So.
Having family close by is a perk for the local guys, but also gives them a chance to give other teammates a home away from home.
Definitely, the local guys try to bring in the guys from out of town a little bit. I had Albs over for Thanksgiving dinner, so it was good to see him. And I know Dane or two invited some of the guys over for Thanksgiving, so it's really special, like that the families here taking the other guys and just kind of bring them in as one of their own, I guess, and just kind of give them that home cooked meal feeling. So that's always nice to have when you're away from town.
I love doing that, and my mom loves it even more. She always says to me, "Who are you gonna bring next week? Who are you gonna bring this time?" So it's pretty awesome that my family gets a little more in, like with the boys. I get to meet everyone and like just have a honest conversation about things other than hockey, not just, oh, how are things going for hockey. It's just pretty awesome that everyone gets a chance to meet other people's parents and get the chance to go have a home cooked meal when they can't go home to their families.
We're extremely lucky to see our families every day. Just, some guys are, live so far away and never really get to see them throughout the entire year. Unlike us, we can go see them, whenever we want during the week. So, it's really cool to be able to have them come to the games and also experience this with us. And I know they're just as excited as we are. So.
Well done to Cassie Niles and the entire Through These Doors crew. Always good stuff. When we come back here on North Dakota Hockey Central, Brad Berry will join the show to relive a Friday to forget and a Saturday to savor at the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center. That's next. Welcome back to North Dakota Hockey Central. Let's go now to Ralph Engelstad Arena, where head coach Brad Berry is standing by for our weekly conversation about the nation's top college hockey program. Brad, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Alex. Great to be here.
This past weekend presented another big test for your group, this time in St. Cloud. You faced a top 5 Huskies team that was coming off a bye after losing 3 games in a row. You knew they'd be extra motivated for game number 1, and they played like it from the opening shift.
Yeah, they were. They came out with an intensity and a focus. They were a buzzsaw, coming off of 3 straight losses and a week off. Tends to do that to redirect your focus and have some urgency in their game, and they surely did. And I thought we didn't start the right way. They got a couple goals on us early. We had to use a timeout, and they set the tone right away. And I didn't think we got to that level.
There was a point in the second period where you had wrestled back momentum at 3-1 down and nearly cut the lead to 1, but the Huskies would score the next goal and you would take a 5-minute major in the aftermath. Given how hard you had fought to get yourselves back in the game, how frustrating was that sequence?
Well, it was very frustrating because we've taken a couple of 5-minute majors in the past, and we seemed to thought we would learn from that, and it was a situation where it was a deja vu all over again, where we just took another one. And we worked ourselves back into the game to make it a close game, and we had the momentum going for sure at that time. And anytime you take a 5-minute major, it deviates from your plan or your process, and it gives the other team momentum. So very disappointing, and knowing that we can't be doing that.
St. Cloud State would go on to win 8-1 on Friday. Obviously not the result or the performance that you envisioned, but you didn't let it linger. How did you and the staff go about turning the page quickly on game number 1?
Well, we had a few meetings the next morning, to address, obviously the discipline side of it, but also the structure side of it. We didn't play as fast as they did. They were tenacious. They were second quick around pucks and winning all the puck battles, and that's pure mentality. And we needed to make sure we brought a harder mentality the next night. And I think the other part was the mental focus, or the mental toughness, we call it, where if you get down by a goal or 2 or things aren't going right, you have to have that steely-eyed approach where nothing phases you, and you just got to get back going again, and just have a little bit more mental toughness. And we talked about that, and sure enough, on Saturday we gave up the first goal early, but I thought we had that mental toughness where it got us back into the game and eventually won it.
You mentioned the goal. Game 2 started in the exact same fashion as Game 1, a goal for the opposition on their first shift. What did you see from your group after that first shot went in? Well,
there was a different approach. Like we just said, we talked about the mental toughness and meaning that we had to have that mentality, going into games where we're not leading and having a pushback or a response. And I thought we did. We didn't panic after that first goal that went in 17 seconds, and we just settled into our game, and we eventually got the next 2 goals. We did give up a goal in the last minute of the first period to make it 2-2, and then talked about it at the end of the first period, saying, hey, let's get back going again and make sure that our mental toughness is as strong as ever, and we did. You would go on to take the lead in the first and then control play through much of the night, and what ultimately became a 5-3 victory. In your eyes, what was the main difference in your team's play that led to Saturday's victory? Yeah, just a combination of a few things we already went over. The hardness in our game, just being faster, quicker on pucks, winning those 50-50 puck battles, the higher compete level, and just being sharper with their execution. And obviously discipline was a big deal. I think we only took a couple of penalties that night and compared to the night before. So just kind of all that together. But I think overall, just mention the mental toughness again of trying to chase a game and not getting unnerved.
Special teams were huge all weekend. You lost that battle on Friday, but shut down the Huskies' top-ranked power play Saturday and got a power play goal of your own that night. How did you adjust defending St. Cloud when they had the man advantage in game number 2?
Well, first of all, not taking as many penalties to give them as many chances as one. But the other thing that we did was, they scored 3 power play goals the night before, and they were all very similar. They were all seam passes going across the middle of the rink. So we made an adjustment with our F2, our forward in the middle of the rink. We've made an adjustment with him to offset that, and it seemed to help out a little bit on defending their power play. And again, I think it's one of those things when a team is going well, especially their power play, you have to try to make those adjustments or tweaks to give you an opportunity to shut them down, and I thought our guys did a good job that night.
5 different players had multi-point nights for you in game 2, but I've got to single out Zach Driscoll, who made 30 saves Saturday after being pulled early in Friday's loss. What can you say about his performance and his mental strength to bounce back like that?
Well, it says a lot about him. It didn't go the right way for him on Friday night, and I think that was the first time he's been pulled, through his career here in North Dakota, and he has pride. We all have pride, and thinking that we all have to be better the next day, and he was a lot better. Even when he gave up, we gave up the first goal and the last goal of this first period to make it 2-2. That it didn't faze him. He just came in the second and third period and held his ground, and he was a wall, and he made some huge saves going down the stretch to preserve the win.
After the split, you're now still on top of the NCHC standings with just 1 series remaining in the first half. You will finish 2021 on the road against a new-look Colorado College team. What have you made of new head coach Chris Mayotte and the Tigers so far?
Yeah, that group has done a good job. New coaching staff in there, new players, kind of a new identity there. And I think probably most of all, they have a new rink. They're playing on an NHL-sized sheet rink now that's, I think, more suited for a lot of college hockey players, and instead of playing in that big rink, Olympic-sized rink at World Arena. So, I think there's a lot of things going into it, and maybe just a team that's getting used to playing with each other just like we are.
As you mentioned, you'll be playing the Tigers for the first time on their new on-campus facility, Ed Robson Arena. How do you prepare for playing in a place that you've never been before?
Yeah, it's just a matter of going in there the day before. We'll get in there on a Thursday afternoon. We'll have a good practice there, and obviously skate on there for the first time. But I don't think it really matters, what rink you're on or where you're at. It's about playing your game and playing up to your identity of what your culture is and your program. And for us, we're learning pretty quickly here that we have to play to our identity to have success, and when we don't, the chances of winning are less likely. So again, doesn't matter what venue or whether you're home or road, you got to play to your identity, and we're getting to know what that is here.
Knowing that it's your last set of games before an extended break, what would a pair of good results this weekend do for your group, Brad?
Well, it would surely cap off a pretty good first half. I think we've had a pretty good first half, in the fact that a new team with 14 new faces coming together have gelled and had a little bit of success, and we're never complacent. We always want to do better and keep looking forward instead of in the rearview mirror here. So I think what we want to do is finish off the first half of the season the right way. But again, it's Friday night is the most important night as far as trying to focus on what that first game before you even get to Saturday.
Oh, for sure. One last shot to make a statement before the holiday break for this group. Thanks for the time as always, Brad. Good luck in Colorado Springs this weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Alex, and have a great Christmas holidays.
Yeah, thanks, Brad. You too. North Dakota Hockey Central continues after this with a story about a boy and his dog. Stick around to get to know Ashton Calder through the eyes of man's best friends next. Welcome back. North Dakota's Ashton Calder may be new to the UND hockey program this year, but it didn't take long for the junior forward to find common ground on a team full of people who love dogs as much as he does. Our Midco Sports crew got to hang out with the former Lake Superior State star and his golden retriever Callie for an afternoon in the latest installment of our Get to Know You series on UND's new transfers.
We had dogs growing up like my whole life. I had a dog from when I was a little kid. No matter how bad of a day you're having, you know, sometimes you come home and your dog can just put you in a good mood just because it's so excited to see you. Oh, you're just so happy, aren't you? Her name's Callie. She's an English cream golden retriever, and she's about 1.5 years old. Like, we knew the kind of breed we wanted. We wanted like a golden retriever. We were looking for like an English cream, like a white one, and then we picked her out because she was the smallest one. She was the little runt of the child. Yeah, she's even still a little bit smaller, but she's still full of energy, so she's awesome. Want to go for a walk, baby? Honestly, she's been a great dog. I mean, she's really good. Like, she's really easy to train, and she's just really easygoing. It's gonna take her outside and get her outside the house for a little bit. She loves that camera. So I go to the rink in the mornings. I usually I leave the house around 7. She says goodbye to me, and then I get back around lunchtime after lunch around 12, and pretty much hang out the rest of the day. I do some homework. She waits for her daily walks when I get home, type of thing. So she's definitely like one of my good buddies now. I mean, she's in my life every day. I've always been a dog person, and then once I moved out, I was like, well, I'm old enough now. I think I was like 22, 21. I was like, well, I guess I'll get a dog. Best decision I ever made. Never, ever regret it. I had Callie before entering the transfer portal, and I was thinking about it. I was like, you know, I have a dog, you know, do I leave her at my parents' house? And then my parents were all about, like, yeah, we'll take her, like, it's not a big deal. But then at the same time, I was like, she's kind of my dog. I don't really want to, you know, if I can, I want to have her there just because I signed up for it, and I don't really want to leave her behind. So when I was talking to teams, then I was narrowing it down. When I talked to Coach Barry about it, he said that he loved the idea. He said, you should definitely bring her. I have a dog, you know, if they want, then go to the dog park. And he kind of made me feel comfortable with it and bringing her, and didn't make me feel like it was gonna be a problem. So, and it hasn't been a problem since so far. So I'm just grateful that I got to bring her with me. She's laid back, but she can kind of be sassy and crazy sometimes too. I don't know, she gets different modes, I guess. I don't know, it just depends on how she's feeling that day. I just love hockey a lot. I love being at the rink. No one really played hockey in my family though. I was the only one, and then I just caught myself always being on the ice. I was always out on the pond. We always play on the outside stuff, so that's kind of where I grew my love for the game. If I'm playing like this, she get a little head shake in there, like that. Gets a little crazy. She likes to think she's a little tougher than she actually is, but as they said, it's a sassy side of her. I've played a lot of hockey, a lot of college hockey, so you know, the first couple games maybe, you know, the Ralph is a big rink and stuff like that. I think that was what maybe a little bit getting used to, but then after, you know, a game or two, and then it's just hockey from there, and it was pretty easy to transition after that. A lot of people talk about I can shoot the puck and stuff like that, but I think it's more about also getting to areas where you know where the puck's going and scorers areas. So I think that's also important for like the way I play. So just finding those spots and just hopefully, you know, getting the pucks to the right spots on net and scoring goals. Whatever way it can help is pretty much the best way I want to go by it. I've had her for about 1.5 years, and I already want more. I want a couple more, but obviously right now I probably shouldn't have 2 or 3 dogs while I'm in college and trying to play college hockey and stuff, so I guess I'll wait for that one until I'm older. Hey. Yeah. I love you too. I do.
How can that not put you in a good mood? Unfortunately, Ashton has been sidelined for the last 3 games with an upper body injury after a torrid start to his UND career that saw him put up a point per game in his first 14 outings. He's expected back before long, but thankfully has Callie to cheer him up until then. Calder's team is back on the road this week with a focus on finishing out the first half with a pair of wins in the Rockies. We will preview UND Colorado College after this. Let's check in on what's happening around college hockey, starting as always with this week's USCHO.com poll, where it's now 5 straight polls with a new number 1. Minnesota Duluth is the latest to vacate the top spot after being swept at Northern Michigan. The Bulldogs have been replaced by Minnesota State, who's back in pole position for the 3rd different time this season. 5 NCHC teams are in the top 11, including UND, who holds at number 7 this week. The NCHC squad with the highest current ranking is number 4 Western Michigan, who was the only team to earn 6 points in conference play this past weekend after their sweep of Miami. The Broncos are now 3 points behind league leaders North Dakota, who are 1 win away from spending the entire first half of the season in first place. The last conference games of 2021 will take place this weekend, and there are 2 featuring a pair of ranked teams. UMD hosts Denver in a rematch of the 2017 national title game, while Western welcomes Omaha. Meanwhile, North Dakota has one last road trip in them before the holiday break as Bradbury's team gets their first look at a Colorado College side that scarcely resembles the one UND swept at home and away a season ago.
I think we need to figure out that Friday night. Exactly. Let's start with having the right mindset, staying positive, and just really focusing on playing a full, complete 60 minutes, and then playing that full 60 minutes the next night. So just kind of building off that, and we just gotta play hockey. Can't overthink it.
Number 7 North Dakota against Colorado College. Game 1 begins Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, a contest you can watch live on Midco Sports, while Game 2 starts Saturday at 7, only on NCHC.TV. Enjoy all the action from the Rockies this weekend, and then join us again in a week's time to relive it all on the next North Dakota Hockey Central. Until then, on behalf of our Midco Sports crew, I'm Alex Heinert. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in Colorado Springs.